everyone. Welcome back to the Talk of Fame podcast. I'm Kaima Tigney. Today we're spotlighting Luke Speakman. Dubbed early in his career as a little charmer, Luke's mixed personality and undeniable range of evoking laughter, then switching to big emotional scenes has led to an impressive resume at such a young age. At just 5 years old, he shared the screen with Victoria Pandretti in Steven Spielberg's Amazing Stories on Apple TV Plus. He was also seen on networks such as Peacock, NBC, HULU, Disney Plus, QCODE Media, and INSP. Luke has also appeared as a lead in a short film called Blair Redford that was featured at the 2023 Mammoth Film Festival. Luke has worked with notable directors such as Keith Powell and Mark Mylord, and talent from all over the world on multiple feature films, television series, and voiceovers. Luke's most recent project, Last Man Found, where he plays series regular Sean, which it was filmed in Tokyo, Japan, and can be found on HULU International Originals, Disney Plus Japan, and Disney Hotstar. Thank you so much, Luke, for joining us today. I really appreciate you coming on this 4th of July holiday, taking the time. I'm very excited to have you on.
Thank you. And I'm very excited too.
So, of course, you're very young. I know with being an actor at such a young age, it can be very crazy. But how did you get your start in the industry at such a young age?
So actually, I started when I was like 4 or 5. And since I was so young, I honestly don't remember it. But
Hmm.
my mom says that I had such a big personality and high emotions that my mom was like, we have to channel it somewhere. So then one of her friends got me into acting, and a couple years later, I just kept going. So,
That's crazy because I know, like, when you're 4 or 5 years old, you really don't remember much. I know when I'm 4 or 5 years old, I barely remember anything from that point in my life, you know? Since you're so young, you barely remember that point in your life. So it's great that your parents are kind of reminding you kind of what you were as a kid, you know? As you grow older, sometimes you don't really remember things from growing up. So, it's crazy and amazing that your parents actually remind you of what you were growing up and what you wanted to be.
yeah, I'm surprised that I don't remember it, but my parents do. It's just
Yeah,
I mean, I have three siblings, and so remembering all these things is just really like it's a lot to remember.
it is a lot to remember. Sometimes, like I have three siblings as well, so remembering everything that like all four of your kids done is something that I can't bear. Like I would not remember everything my kids have done, even if I have four kids. So it's hard to remember that they remember basically every detail of what you were like as a kid. It's very hard, especially if you have four kids.
Yeah.
At just 5 years old, you shared a screen with Victoria Pandretti in Steven Spielberg's Amazing Stories on Apple TV Plus. What was it like for you to work with Victoria?
So it was really fun. Now, again, I was young and I don't really remember it all the way, but I do remember one thing when we were all getting makeup and I asked if I could sit next to her and she welcomed me in and we chatted so much. And that just made me feel like I was at home. So, and also another fun fact, that was my first ever audition.
Oh,
So booking
wow.
my first ever audition was a really big moment, and so that
That's insane that
boosted
you
my
literally got on your first audition with Steven Spielberg's film. Like, that's a
confidence.
first audition, that's very rare.
Like when I was younger, I didn't realize how big it is until I'm older, and so I'm like, how did I do that?
Yeah, like how did you land your first audition with Steven Spielberg's film? Like, of course, when you're growing up, you don't realize how big these people are until you maybe get older and realize like kind of how big they are and things. But
Yeah,
your first audition with Steven Spielberg's film, that's incredible. Like, I can't imagine your first audition.
I know it was big. So Yeah.
And I'm sure like nothing ever lived up to that audition though. Whoever because most people for their first auditions they mostly get rejected, like most auditions. But your first audition, you get to work with someone big in a big kind of film as a big actor and everything.
It's
That's the
just
best audition you probably ever gotten.
mhm. Like overall, like getting my first ever audition and booking it was like kind of speechless in my opinion. Like I
Mhm.
didn't, well, honestly, I was young and since it was my first audition, I was like, so, I got all these things and so I was like, is this is what acting's like. So, I
Mhm.
just kept on going with it because when I know what it's like, I like it and so I just kept going. So,
Yeah, like you, like as long as you like it, you just keep going. Of course, we're starting out young. Like sometimes your interests change when you grow older. So, at least you kept going at it, even at a young age. Because of course, sometimes you just want, at such a young age, you just want to be a kid. But with young kids like you, they always stay consistent into what they love, such as acting.
yeah.
Your most recent project, Last Man Found, where you played the series regular Sean, was filmed in Tokyo, Japan. It can be found on HULU International Originals, Disney Plus Japan, and Disney Hotstar. Tell us more about your series, about the series and your role.
So, Sean is so Sean is a 9-year-old, 8-year-old kid that it's a very what's the word here? It's a very emotional story. And another thing that's really cool is that it's based off of a true story.
Mm,
And on top of that, the cherry on top is that I actually got to go to Japan.
mm,
So it was super awesome. Everybody was so nice at the set crew, and it was a very fun it was a very fun show to film um and if I and I've had my first ever sushi there. And
mm.
now I can tell the difference. Unfortunately for my mom, I now can tell the difference between fresh sushi and sushi, you know?
Yeah, like there's a difference. Like when you go to Japan and then sushi, they go to like regular like restaurants. There's a big difference,
Yeah.
Like there's a tons of sushi out there, but when you eat fresh, you just know that it's actually fresh. But when it's not, you just like it's icky. Like it's not as
And
good.
also, if I ever go back there, I have a very strong feeling everybody's just gonna point me out like, "Hey, that's Sean," or like however you say it in Japan or Japanese. So, yeah.
I'm sure it could happen, I'm sure you're gonna be very popular if you go back to Japan though,
Yes.
since you guys shot there. So, I'm sure you'll be pretty popular if you ever go back.
Yeah.
But was that your first time there, or did you go there before?
Yes. It was my first ever time going to Japan, and if I would have to, and everybody was so nice, and everything was good. And Tokyo Tower, if you are going there and you see Tokyo Tower, that is a must-see place, and it is so cool seeing the entire city. And it's still great going there either at day or night. They're both great times to go at. So,
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm sure there's that must be the best place to visit, especially maybe during nighttime when it's dark and everything, lights are out. Like I've never been to Tokyo or Japan in general. My cousin's currently stationed in Japan currently, so hopefully one of these years I visit him and go to Tokyo or Japan or whatever. But I heard that place is absolutely beautiful to visit, with the tower and everything. I'm
everybody is
nothing but
so
amazing.
nice. The food, there was something different about the food that just made it so much better.
Mm.
Like the food compared to USA and Japan is like it's
It's
unbelievable.
different.
It's different. And it was so safe that the kids like when we were walking, just, everything is walking distance. So when we were just walking around, me and my mom, we actually saw kids crossing the street and we by themselves with backpacks, and they had like these poles with a flag so the cars know when to stop. And so
Mm,
it's just so cool,
mm.
you
Yeah,
know?
it's like with Japan, like it's much more safer to where we live in the US. Like it's more of a safe culture to let your kids walk around by themselves, even if they're very young, because it's so safe.
Yes, it's a it's a great place to go if you can choose where if you can choose one place to do a vacation and you like sushi, I would highly recommend
Like if you're looking for sushi, Japan is definitely your place to
Japan.
go.
Yes. And if you can't go to Japan, there's always these every there's always these really cool authentic or not authentic or whatever like sushi places that are like so good. There's actually
Mhm.
a walking distance one very close to us, so we go there a lot. So yeah.
Yeah, there's honestly a ton by me too. So if everyone wants to explore Japan, sushi places are for you, man, if you want to explore that culture.
Yes.
Do you like American food better or do you like Japanese food better?
Overall, my favorite ever food is sushi, so I would say Japanese because
Mm,
sushi is so good
it
that
is.
like it's it's so good that like no matter like what type of sushi it is, spicy or not, I would still eat it because on how good it is.
I haven't gotten to sushi until maybe 2 years ago. I never ever tried sushi before until 2 years ago because I was like, I thought it was going to be disgusting. But sushi is literally so good. Now understand why you like it so much. It's literally so good. Honestly, depends on what sushi it is for me for some reason. But it's honestly, any sushi that I tried is amazing.
Yeah, when you always start off with the best, it's just such a great, you know. And after I eat sushi, like also any seafood is also really good. So like my first ever seafood was crab legs, so I started off good. Like crab legs are good,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah, they started you off well. Like, I'm not a big seafood person, but usually when you try to eat seafood when you get older, it's most likely you very much had it as a kid.
Yes. And not
Like,
many kids actually like seafood.
I know, and not I have a couple co little cousins, and a few of them like seafood, but some of them don't. I don't like seafood that much. It depends, but I'm not a big fan. But not a lot of people do like seafood, though. They just don't think it's very good.
Yeah.
You had the chance to play Timmy in Young Rock. I've seen the show a million times. I'm a big Dwayne Johnson fan, so of course I've seen the show. It's very amazing. But did you have a chance to meet The Rock on set?
So, sadly, no, I did not see him, but I did see him over Zoom. He was zooming in to, check everything out. But I did meet the young version of him, and he was fun. He was nice and all. And then also another thing is that they let me they let me do the camera for one scene. So that made me want to be a director one day. So
Ooh, that sounds like so cool.
very
Like, did you how many episodes were you in during Young Rock?
so actually one episode, not many, but still, it's still it was still a fun experience, yeah, doing all this, and even though I was in one episode, it felt like I was in the entire series.
Oh, because of course with the Young Rock, there's so many episodes in Young Rock, and honestly, shooting a series feels like you're shooting a movie because how many takes you're doing, how much you spent on
Yeah.
set. I'm more of a movie person than a TV series person, but it feels like when you're an actor on a set, it feels like you're actually shooting a movie compared to a TV show.
Yes. Yeah.
What was the best advice you ever got told so far in your career?
So actually, I just came up with this, and it's No is never a no in acting.
Mm.
What I mean by that is that if you audition for something, which actually happened to me a couple times, like 3 times, and you get the producer sessions, callbacks, and you're one of the top people, and then you don't get it, there's always a reason. And then if there's a role that fits you, and like what happened with me a couple, like once, it just that was so perfect, then the casting directors and all that will remember you and say, hey, you want to audition for this and try it out, and then you get it. And also, if you don't get it, then you get your um if there's another role in another film or whatever, and the casting director is the same person or what, and they're like, hey, wait a minute, this I remember this one person, he would be perfect for this role. And so they would give you the audition and maybe you would book it. So,
Yeah, I know is never a no. Of course, when you get declined for the role, you're of course meeting new people and new connections. And who knows, they might book you for another role or think you of something in the future, you know? Of course, a no means something. Of course, and you might not be fit for that specific role. But of course, maybe the casting director or the director might remember you. Maybe there's something you're producing or something. Think, oh my gosh, like I did this kid auditioned. I think he's perfect, so let's get him in for an audition, you know? No is always a not full answer, you know. Sometimes they might say no for one reason, then they might book you for this role, even though they said no a few weeks ago. So, you know, no is never a full answer. Anything can happen.
yes. And for sure, I like to say no is never a no.
Yeah, no is never a no. You know, anything can happen. You know, even if it's not right for you, there's always something else, you know.
Yeah.
But in terms of dream actors or actresses, do you have a actor or an actress that you have a dream of working with?
So I actually have two of them. Uh, Pratt, because of the
Mm,
Lego movie. I, for some reason, there was something about the Lego movie that I just loved.
mm,
And overall, when I first watched, I have the DVD, and so I actually heard there was a podcast with DVD exclusive that I've heard at least over 400 times.
mm.
And so I and he honestly, when I first saw them, when I first was hearing about the movie, I was like, it's just gonna be just some stop motion Lego bricks, but it's animated, so that's also cool. But then he makes it so like it feels like it's an actual like live film, you know. So it's very cool. And also
Mm.
I love I honestly I Mario the Mario movie, I love the Mario movie, and he voices Mario, so and then the Guardians of the Galaxy. He voices all of these great movies that I all love, so yeah.
Chris Pratt's really good too. He's one of the greatest actors right now. I've seen a few of his movies, and he's a brilliant actor. You know, he's in tons of like Dixie, Disney Vader movies right now. So you know, he's very popular with the kids right now since he's in a lot of Disney and Avatar movies right now.
Yes. Also, another thing is, of course, The Rock,
Mhm.
I mean, you do I really have to explain it? And actually, another thing that's cool is that I can actually do the eyebrow.
Really? Oh my God, you could. Oh my gosh. Like, who taught you that? Did you taught it yourself on that or?
Actually, I just had it. I don't know how. I just,
Oh my God, you just kind of grew onto it.
yeah, pretty much. I think being on Young Rock was like I was when we were walking in, I was like, let's see if I can do the eyebrow raise because, or whatever. Because I mean, not a lot of people can do it. So I tried, and
And
so it's
you can do it. You know, not a
you
lot
can
of
do
people can
it.
do the eyebrow raise. I personally can't. You know, I can't do that. But now, like some people could, some people can't. But you're actually one of those few people that actually could.
Yeah.
Like yeah, The Rock is someone that I'm wanting to work with too. I've been a fan of The Rock since like probably when I was a little kid. I loved The Rock. I watched some of his movies, and he's just a brilliant actor and brilliant human being. Who doesn't want to work with The Rock? Like he's one of the best actors of our generation. So who he's like the best person to look up to, with his kind heart and amazing stuff he's done. He's a brilliant guy to look up to and work with, I'm sure. But do you have
Yeah.
like a favorite rock movie?
Ooh, so I really liked Moana. That was a good one. And so there's so many good ones. Moana's definitely up there. I l- so hmm. Yeah, Moana. Hmm.
I know it's very hard to answer. Honestly,
It's
like it's
so
so hard.
big.
I have tons.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Like my personal favorite of Dwayne, well, I have two, but I can't think of the one movie title. But the one that I absolutely love is Baywatch. The one he was in, I think came out in 2017. That's a movie that I can't stop watching. It's one of my favorite movies. The Baywatch is with Zac Efron. Of course, that's part of the reason why I saw the movie with Zac Efron. Who doesn't? But he was very good in that movie. But there's honestly tons. Moana is very good too. I watched that with my niece and nephew tons. So, I've seen it a million times. So, Moana, I think they're doing a Moana too,
Yeah,
actually.
they are. The trailer. Oh
Hmm.
my gosh. I feel like that Maui just gives the comedy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I didn't see the trailer yet, so no one spoiled it for me or
I'm not gonna
anything,
spoil it, except
but
that his first couple of lines made me laugh.
really? Is it funny though?
Yeah, it's funny.
Okay, now you got me looking to actually watch a trailer now. Oh my gosh, I'm sure it's really good. But to wrap this up, like, do you have any upcoming projects in the works?
So actually, I do. Zach Kreger's sophomore film, well, Weapons. I have been cast in it, and so
Hmm.
that is going, and I can't give out any more details except for one thing. It will blow your mind.
Really? Oh my
Yep,
gosh.
and
Now
I'm
you
not
got me so
exaggerating.
excited. You
I'm
got me
not.
so excited to watch it now. Oh my gosh. Like, are you guys filming yet or is it not filming?
Yeah, we are filming, so
Oh, that's coming soon. Oh my gosh. I'm literally so anticipated to watch this now. But I'm so honored that I'm the first person to know. I'm very excited for this one. I can't wait to watch this. But I really appreciate everyone listening. I hope everyone enjoyed this episode. And we just passed 300 episodes, so I'm very excited.
oh,
300
300?
episodes, close to 400. Yeah, once this episode is out, it'll be more than 300, which I'm so excited. Just almost 400. We're halfway to 400, so hopefully we will make it to 400. Who knows? But I really thank you, Lou, for joining us today. I loved having you on, and everything you're doing is absolutely awesome. And you doing these things at such a young age is awesome. You made it to halfway point. You're doing more than a lot of people your age are doing, which is awesome. And I really thank you, Lou, for taking the time on this holiday to talk with us.
Thank you for inviting me here, and so
But I
yeah,
hope everyone enjoys the rest of their day. Make sure to subscribe, like, and review. And I'll see you guys next episode. And thank you again, Lee, for joining us.
thank you.